On the morning of February 28, 2026, Iran's most senior military and political leaders gathered inside a highly secured compound in the center of Tehran. Without warning, a swarm of Israeli Blue Sparrow air-launched ballistic missiles pierced the upper atmosphere, dropping at hypersonic speeds directly toward the meeting. From the moment the munitions were detected to the moment of impact, the entire destruction sequence took exactly 60 seconds. In that single minute, the strike eliminated Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, along with 40 of the country's top military commanders. The coalition achieved what military strategists considered nearly impossible: the instant decapitation of a hostile state. Yet the death of Iran's leadership immediately triggered a devastating global hybrid war. To understand why the United States and Israel launched this strike, we look back to January 2026. Following a severe economic collapse, thousands of Iranian citizens took to the streets in nationwide protests. The regime responded with extreme brutality. Security forces massacred thousands of their own people, cutting off all internet access across the country to conceal the killings from the outside world. Watching the violence escalate while indirect nuclear negotiations failed, U.S. and Israeli commanders shifted their strategy. They adopted a military doctrine known as systemic paralysis. Systemic paralysis is designed to avoid a prolonged, messy ground invasion. Instead, attacking forces attempt to completely sever an enemy's leadership and communication nodes, leaving the rest of the military blind and uncoordinated. The domestic massacres inside Iran forced the coalition's hand. They bet that a clinical, highly targeted assassination was the only way to permanently halt Tehran's nuclear program and dismantle its proxy networks. Before the first missile was ever fired, intelligence agencies spent months waging an invisible cyber espionage campaign to pinpoint their targets. Israeli intelligence hijacked Tehran's traffic cameras to track Khamenei's movements. Next, infiltrating mobile networks allowed the CIA to confirm the exact time and attendees of the leadership meeting. Finally, cyber units jammed surrounding mobile towers, completely cutting off his security detail from incoming warnings. This total digital supremacy perfectly aligned with the physical strike, allowing the coalition to execute a targeted assassination with absolute precision. But despite the flawless execution of the decapitation strike, the deeply entrenched Iranian regime did not completely collapse. Instead, Iran relied on its mosaic defense. This is a military doctrine built on decentralized, autonomous proxy networks that are specifically designed to survive the sudden loss of their central command. The physical effects were immediate. Hezbollah, a powerful Iranian proxy, activated its forces, dragging Israel into a grueling ground war in southern Lebanon. The digital retaliation hit even closer to home. An Iranian state-sponsored hacker group known as Void Manticore crippled the internal networks of Stryker, a Fortune 500 medical device manufacturer based in Michigan. The mosaic defense proved that severing the regime's head merely dispersed the threat, turning domestic American hospitals into active front lines alongside Middle Eastern borders. The economic fallout of this decentralized warfare quickly rippled outward, triggering massive spikes in global oil prices and raising widespread inflation fears. Iran's remaining forces immediately threatened the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial maritime choke point, explicitly aiming to bleed the global economy by restricting commercial shipping. Meanwhile, the Houthis, an Iranian-backed rebel group based in Yemen, prepared to escalate their own attacks on vessels in the Red Sea to further strangle international trade routes. Iran demonstrated that its ultimate weapon is asymmetric economic warfare. Even without a centralized military command, its fragmented forces retain the ability to cripple global markets. Behind the immediate violence, rival superpowers used the chaos. Russian hacker groups opportunistically attacked U.S. networks, deliberately straining American cyber defenses. China intervened more quietly. Beijing granted Iranian forces access to Beidou, China's proprietary satellite navigation system, keeping Iran's decentralized missiles operational despite the destruction of their domestic infrastructure. For China, this Middle Eastern war serves as a real-time laboratory. They are closely studying U.S. decapitation operations and cyber tactics to prepare for a potential future conflict over Taiwan. Operation Epic Fury proved that a modern superpower can destroy a regime's top leadership in exactly 60 seconds. But in an interconnected world, the shockwaves of that single minute will take years to contain.